Speaking of pitching, that's exactly what the Texas Tailgaters need as we look at our 11 franchise guys here. Obviously, you see the 3 fan franchises, Jonathan Sunshine Looters, Taj Porter, Indiana Stanley. What you're not going to see on this list is a whole lot of arms. The only 2 arms that were franchised were 2 southpaws in Christian Davis and John Reed, a starter and then your closer from last year. I would have to like to think that with this 3rd overall pick for the Texas Tailgaters, they're going to go with an arm and a big-time arm here for Joe Mikulic's squad.
And the boys are fired up. They feel like they've hit it out of the park. They are running in here with some serious energy.
I hadn't seen Bartman ever run like that. Look at him go, man.
Mick just said he got their guy.
Let's go! Tailgater Nation! With the 3rd overall pick of the 2026 Banana Ball Player Draft, the Texas Tailgaters select Chris Clark, right-handed pitcher. Woo! Let's go!
You bet. We just got our guy, Chris Clark, a 5-year minor leaguer in the Cubs organization, a dude who was an All-American at USC. The stats speak for themselves. This guy on 3 separate occasions was a phone call away from being in the big leagues with the Chicago Cubs. But let me take you to this morning when he called our coaching staff and he told them, pick me. I'm going to throw 100 innings for you next year, and I'm going to be your ace. And here at the 3rd overall pick, you got arguably the best pitcher in this draft, a guy who's going to come in and be a leader with professional experience, and he's a dude, an absolute dude, Biko Scally.
Question for the statistical savant, if I can, Josh. As good as he is, as great as the resume, you're going your 3rd overall pick here out of the draft, but no banana ball experience. How do you build him in these next few months into a banana ball?
I mean, I think you're going to work with him from an entertainment standpoint for sure, but he's got the makeup to dominate in banana ball. He had a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk rate in the minor leagues at one point, was the number 14 ranked prospect in the Cubs organization. He is a stud for this squad, and you know what? He's a facial hair connoisseur as well. I think that's going to fit really well with the Tailgaters vibe.
And he's a brand new father. He welcomes with 2-month-old and his new wife to Banana Land. I can't wait. Yeah. I think the Texas Tailgaters have to be pretty psyched here too, though, guys.
Sure
I mean, you look at how the draft has played out so far. A lot of arms, which they're in need of, right? But Joe Mikulic seems pretty psyched right here. You still need a corner outfielder.
Can you hear they're yelling
I
over
can
there.
hear
They're
him.
sprinting out of their draft room.
I think they're going to be this loud all night long.
This is great.
You guys don't know Joe Mikulic. He lost his voice at least 17 times this year, guys. He's screaming for a reason.
Yeah.
You have to get another corner outfielder. Yep. You have to add another infielder at some point. Obviously, this draft is going to be arm heavy. However, there's still a lot of top-end position players, and I think the Texas Tailgaters might get their top-end position player guy here.
I mean, I think the Texas Tailgaters pitching is what eliminated them from the Tour Championship semifinal. If it were me, I would continue to stick with some arms.
Mick, incredible pace once again. Racing to the stage, pumping out some push-ups
He is plus, dude.
to the max. Here comes his 2nd pick.
Wait a minute, first of all, let's go. Tailgater Nation with the 3rd pick of the 2nd round of the 2026 Banana Ball Player Draft. The Texas Tailgaters select Jordan Barth, infielder. Let's go.
Guys, I love this pick. I absolutely love this pick. Jordan Barth is a dude who's going to come in here, can play up the middle, can play at first for the Texas Tailgaters. You need a versatile infielder to move around with the pieces that they kept franchised. He's a guy that played at Augustana University. Then he's been playing indie ball in Sioux Falls the past couple years, been absolutely tearing it up. And I think what Joe Mikulic wanted to do, a guy who spent over 40 years in professional baseball, if he's not going to handpick guys with banana ball experience, he wants to get guys with real professional baseball experience. And he's done that with his first 2 picks with Chris Clark and now Jordan Barth.
So that's my question for you, Josh Talevsky. I think that Barth and Leday can both be stalwarts in this sport. Very good in banana ball, stars, if you will. But again, the question mark for me, without any banana ball experience, even as a visitor, how do you bring them in and make them start? Because even Reese Alexiadis, who's so good now, it took him a year to kind of settle in.
Well, look, the Tailgaters kept most of their infield. They've got Jonathan Luters, they've got Travis Munoz. Jordan Hussein can all help him with his defensive skills. And Barth, from what I've seen, can play all 4 infield positions. He also just hit a career-high 19 home runs. He's really talented, and I know I've talked about how great Bobby Leday is. There is a world where I kind of like Jordan Barth even more than Bobby Leday.
Wow. Yeah. I tell you what, the Texas Tailgaters, they got a little line dancing going on. Barton Mick, man. Look at Mick. What kind of dance is that he's got going on? I tell you what, Joe Mikulik, we heard him screaming earlier. You see him dancing there. He's got to be very excited. Zach, you made the point earlier about infielders. I expected the Texas Tailgaters to take an infielder early. Now I'm expecting them to go back to arms. There's so much depth here with so many big-time arms still left. They have to take one of those guys that are towards the top of our list here.
They've got it.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the 6th best pitcher in Reese Miller and Down pretty much available.
Well, I'll tell you what, I said that Reese Miller was my best fit for the Texas Tailgaters. He's a kid who hails from Houston. I still think he'd be a tremendous fit right here.
We've still got Crum and Philly on the board,
This
guys,
feels
as well.
very party animals.
I don't think they escaped the 3rd round.
Party
I agree.
people! Tailgater Nation, with the 3rd pick of the 3rd round of the 2026 Banana Ball Player Draft, the Texas Tailgaters select Reese Miller, right-handed pitcher. Let's go!
Yeah, Josh, you hit the nail right on the head. I think that's the best fit you could possibly ask for with the Texas Tailgaters. Reese Miller from Houston, Texas, played at West Texas A&M University. I absolutely love this pick. You're pairing a righty on the back end of the bullpen with the lefty, John Reed. But let's dig a little bit more. He was the 2025 reliever of the year in the Pioneer League. The last 2 years in the Pioneer League, 113 strikeouts, just 20 walks. I'm going to say that one more time. 113 strikeouts, just 20 walks, and across those 2 years, he had a 1.56 ERA, led the Pioneer League this last year with a 1.33 ERA.
And I've been told that's a hitter's league.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Ball
It is
flies.
a very hitter-friendly league. He still picked up 16 saves, was a Pioneer League All-Star, and now he and John Reed might form the best back end of a bullpen in Banana Ball. I mean, you've got your pick based on matchups. Who you want to close that night? And I genuinely think Reese Miller can challenge Danny Hosley for the highest strikeout rate on the 2026 World Tour.
I'm just wondering who these party people are that Joe Mikulik's yelling about. I'm not sure if
You
my
know,
basis.
seem to all be there's no people here. One last note on Reese Miller. This is my favorite note I have on any guy in the draft. The highest RPM of a slider all time in Major League Baseball, 3158 RPM. He threw a slider this last year, 3,400 plus RPM. That's nasty. That is disgusting. Guys, I'm so happy he's going to be in the blue and orange next year. I like talking about what the Tailgaters are going to do next. I mean, you'd have to think that it's going to be a lot more pitching. Still some really good position players there. Let's see. Oh! And they're coming on the track! Look at that. Joe Mikulik doesn't have to run anymore.
Let's go!
Andrew Hartman surely doesn't. Oh, Mick doesn't have a shirt on, guys. He's 62 years old in 6 days, and he looks like that. Nico Stanton's not going to look like maybe 40 years. I'll be happy.
3 times gotta get on his diet.
baby!
I mean, that's what 40-plus years in affiliated
Hey, you want a
baseball.
burger? You want a hot dog? What do you want?
I'll take a burger.
You want a hot dog, Nico? Oh, come on, let's go! How about that Brett Lawson?
I love it!
Here we go. With the 3rd pick of the 2026 Banana Ball, the Texas Tailgaters select Kyle Martin, outfielder.
You know what I love even more? That pick.
Yeah!
How does he fall to the 4th round? How? How does this guy who, how many home runs did he have in minor league baseball, Josh Zalewski?
167 between the minors and Indy Ball.
God bless. And then the last time he played in the minors was 2022 in the Padres organization. Hit over 270 with 17 bombs. He showed up to his tryout hitting a onesie. This dude can absolutely rake. At USC, played at South Carolina back in the early 2010s. I love this pick. I love this pick, guys.
You want to add in international professional
Talk to me.
baseball? 275 career professional home runs for Kyle Martin. He has proved on multiple continents that he can send the ball a mile.
Max Young Goldberg, we seen him taken by the bananas earlier. Sweetest left-handed swing in the draft. Kyle Martin did not trail by a whole lot. You're talking about a guy who also, happy birthday to him, he turns 34 today. You're bringing in a veteran into the clubhouse here. I absolutely love this pick, and especially the value of this pick for the Tailgaters. They need arms, but when the top-end position player is still on the board there, you got to take him in the 4th round.
I just want to know, from you to Joe Mikulik to Penny to all these guys, Bart, can Kyle Martin keep up with the energy? That's my question, because that was a lot.
He wore a green onesie. He wore a green onesie to his tryout. I think he'll be fine.
Oh.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah. Do you still want that hot dog? We can make that happen for you.
Guys, I'm thinking of hot dogs
I'm
so
starving
much right now.
I'm ravenous.
The Twizzy would be
Drum
nice
dog,
right now.
huh?
Will Etheridge off the board, which means that it's your Texas Tailgaters back on the board.
Yep.
Brett Loftus, and they're still deliberating. They've got a minute and a half to figure out where they go with their last pick of round 5.
Just goes to show, I think Etheridge may have been the next one on their board. They could have fully expected to grab that pick, and now you've got to erase the whiteboard and say, okay, who is it?
It's actually where I mocked him.
Right here at the
True
tailgate.
story. I mean, I had him there in a couple of our mock drafts going to the Texas Tailgaters. I'm not shocked that they're taking a little bit longer here. I really thought
So,
they have to get an arm here.
if
Greg.
they
They
wanted-
have to get an arm. Already 2 position players tonight. You have to get that 3rd arm to close out day 1 of the draft. You got to go arm. They're probably thinking Etheridge, now taking all 3 minutes here on this pick.
Zach Phillips is still here.
He still is. He still
But
is.
if they wanted Etheridge, they wanted a righty. I love C.J. Williams. I had a lot of conversations. He was great as a visitor. I think C.J. Williams, if, again, you're going righty here, he's going to be a dog on the back end of the 10.
Here's my pushback to that. I also love C.J. Williams. You've already taken Reese Miller, and with John Reed, that's 3 back-end bullpen guys. You need another starter to pair along there with Christian Davis and with Chris Clark. I want to
Connor Harris.
Connor Harris
He's on the board.
I mean, Connor Harris profiles as a reliever or a starter. I think you really got to find that guy here who can profile either as a middle relief or as a starter, Talevsky.
Don't forget about Tristan Levesque.
Yes.
That's what I was
I'm
about to
saying that
say.
he is such a great left-handed pitcher and a starter through and through.
Yeah, well, we'll see. The pick is officially in, which means the boys.
Not as much yelling this time.
No, I
They're
think
in the
that was
zone.
a tough one to deliberate.
Ooh.
And Mick,
Yeah,
you want
Mick's
to talk about
taking some
accessories?
Deep breaths here. He's winded. It's been a long night for Joe Mikulik.
Banana beers.
For the night tonight, Mick, tonight.
You got 6 more tomorrow, buddy.
Mick, don't drink any of those beers, please.
He's chafed. He's got that waddle coming up there.
Oh, Tailgater Nation, it's been great. It's been fun tonight with the 3rd pick of the 5th round of the 2026 Banana Ball Player Draft. The Texas Tailgaters select Brett Sanchez, right-handed pitcher.
You bet. Another Brett here with the Texas Tailgaters, and I absolutely love it. Brett Sanchez, who was a visitor last year. He's a Division III guy from Louisiana. Played at Belhaven College. You bring him in here. We saw what he did in Louisville this year, where, I mean, he was special there in against the Bananas here in Savannah through 2 innings of scoreless baseball. Special summer. He had 2 appearances with the visitors, proving that a Division III guy can come play here in Banana Ball. Brett Carson, a Division III Brett last year, who was also a pitcher. Now another Division III arm in Brett Sanchez, who will profile as that Game 3 starter.
Love his delivery. Brett Sanchez is electric. And guess what? Mick didn't get to see him. He was a visitor who didn't play the Tailgaters. Mick's just taking the guy because of what he's heard from the other coaches, what he's seen from the film. Brett Sanchez is great. I have a day 2 guy. Again, things are getting a little wacky for me here in round 5. And for more, Mick, why did you do it?
To power the entire state of Texas tonight, but you went with a right-hander, a 3rd pitcher tonight. Why was he the right pick for the game?
My big thing is the strike thrower because he's a competitor. He's got a little experience pitching into the visitors last year. And we're just so excited, and we needed an arm, we needed a starter, and he's going to be able to start for us. I am so excited about this, man. This is a lot of energy that's going to flow through the state of Texas, and it's going to be rocking. I can't believe the picks that fell in our lap. And I'm going to tell you what, we're coming, Tailgater Nation. Get your seats, baby. It's coming.
Look, that might have been the last pick for the Tailgaters, but he's acting like he's not done, not at all. Guys, back to you.
I love the pick, and here's why else I love the pick. We talk about entertainment fits, culture fits. That's a big culture fit. We saw Brett Sanchez. He was with the visitors. They did some entertainment stuff in Houston. He came up to me. He said, "Hey, Brett, I'd love to be a Texas Tailgater." And now he is. And Mick also mentioned it. Throwing strikes, Josh Talevsky. That 2025 pitching staff, something they struggle with at times.
He had a 6-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio in college. By the way, he threw 27 complete games across college. One of 3 pitchers in Division III with over 400 strikeouts ever.